How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, I'm very well.
Down here back in Canton at MTV, and you're here to discuss this brand new album, amongst other things, Years of Refusal. And in the introduction I just did, it talks about this being a sort of a rare and special interview, which I'm hoping it will be. But do you still feel that when you talk to people on TV and stuff that it's rare for you too?
I don't do it very often. I don't do it very often, so it's very rare, yes.
Why is that in particular? You know, why is it just something you don't particularly feel comfortable?
I think I reached a point where I was being repeatedly asked the same questions. And when you're asked the same questions, you obviously give the same replies, because you can't keep giving different replies. Or
you make something up which gets even more trouble.
But that's not very enjoyable. So I just felt that I would stop for a while and just see how it continued.
Bliss. Must have been bliss.
Bliss? Mostly, yes.
Well, welcome back to hell. I'll do my best not to ask you the same questions. I can pretty much guarantee the first line of questioning is fresh, because the photo is the cover art for the latest single, You and Your Band of 7 Inches.
Yes.
Which is, for those people that haven't seen it, is something probably quite unexpected for Morrissey fans. It's you and your band stark naked, except for the aforementioned 7 inches placed over the important stuff.
The stuff that we can't mention.
Exactly. So let's talk about the inspiration behind that photo, because it's a bit left of field.
It was very off the cuff, and I couldn't think of any reason why not to.
Right.
Really. I mean, it didn't strike me as offensive, or I mean, if anything, it's amusing.
Of course. It's very funny.
Well, it's not that funny, but it's like...
Is it supposed to be funny?
It's not supposed to be that funny.
It's hilarious!
But it's slightly amusing. Slightly amusing. I mean, women do it, so men should do it, really.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the song is a single, the first track that people have been exposed to from this new album, isn't how the album starts. The album starts with a song called Something Is Squeezing My Skull.
Yes.
And that's a fierce opening.
Yes.
And lyrically as well, it's it's pretty. It's a strong start for you. It's a good observation on modern society, trying to find some kind of feeling in the face of the mind numbingness of all that other stuff. Was that an easy lyric for you to write?
Very, very easy, yes, because of immobilization, which I see everywhere. People are immobilized. It comes very naturally to me.
You observe these kind of things?
Yes, I do. I see people as being very lonely and immobilized.
Yeah. A lot of people try to ignore that side of things, and they go about their life numbing themselves.
Well, there's no point. There's no point, because it's there, and it's what we are, and it's how everybody is. And as time speeds up, nothing changes. People become more lonely. And the more they surround themselves by electronic gadgets, they become more isolated and lonely. And I think there'll be a reaction against that.
You definitely identify on the record straight from the start that this is a very live-sounding record and a rock and roll record. You know, was it recorded as such in the booth a lot?
No, not really. It was quite methodical, but the players are very, very, shall we say?
They're sharp.
They're very physical musicians, and the music that I like the most is the music that makes me feel very physical.
How long have this band been with you now? There's been a few changes.
Bits and pieces for a very long time.
Boz for a while?
Yes, Boz for many years, and other members just the last couple of years.
Do you get particularly sort of emotional when members leave, or is it just part of the...
No, I get very emotional, but mostly they leave of their own accord. They want to do something else, or in their language they want to move on, and which is fine. But no, I do feel quite sad, because the musicians are handpicked, really. They're not just anybody who turns up to play.
Of course.
So
it's also been a very important part of your life since the Smiths, and even though you've presented yourself out there as an individual artist, you've always had that band behind you, and you've always in photos presented yourself a lot of the time as a gang still. Yes,
that's very, very true. And that's the way I prefer it, to be honest. I didn't ever intend on being a solo artist. I had the situation thrust upon me, and but for the most part I do like the band mentality.
As you say, back in the day, just to, not to reflect so early on the interview, but to cast your mind back to that moment when you decided you wanted to pursue music, but it had to be as a solo artist. Was it just a case of not having the time to find a band, or being burnt out post-Smiths?
Well, the Smiths ended against my wishes. So suddenly I was solo. And I was contractually signed to EMI here and Warner's in the US, so I had to fulfill that contract. So in a sense I had no choice, but all for the best.
Yeah, of course. It's worked out in the end.
It was simply fate, and it almost had nothing to do with me. And
do you believe in that? Do you believe in fate?
Oh yes, I do. Yes, I do.
When it comes to handpicking the musicians, as you put it, choosing the players.
Yes.
Say, so Jesse Tobias comes and
yes.
Does he audition for you? How does it work?
He didn't audition. No. But the point is that I couldn't simply play with session musicians or people whom I didn't like. That's more to the point.
So you know what he's done before, and you personally go to him, or he's recommended?
No, I know what he did before, and it didn't really matter. It didn't really matter. I simply liked him, and he fitted in very, very well.
Yeah, you get the impression with the band as well is that when they talk about your music and they talk about the records they make and everything else, it's obviously with a lot of passion and a lot of enthusiasm because they're involved in it.
Yes.
But they're protective of you as well, aren't they? I mean, there really is a sense of like,
yes, there is.
You are their charge.
Well, I think so, and I think it's because I'm criticised greatly, and this angers them enormously, and it confuses them as well, so they become more protective.
You know, you're so quotable, and that's, I think, a big part of why people decide that it's better to have Morrissey in the press against his wishes or against perhaps what he's said than otherwise. This love-hate relationship with all this, or is it just hate-hate?
I think for the most part it's hate-hate, really.
It must surprise you to this day, though, given that I've met you several times and I would never profess to know you well, but my experience with you has always been pleasurable talking to you, and I've always enjoyed your music. That's all that matters to me.
Yes.
Yet somehow people find this other side of you and write about it.
I think it's because I have an audience that's very, very dedicated, and that really annoys a lot of people. They don't like it. Because it's the criticism of envy, if you like, because they know you're going to run and run, and even if you stop making music, your name will always be mentioned somehow. So it's regrettably, it's jealousy.
That must be a great fear of yours, that one day if you do decide to stop making music, that's not going to stop. The writing's not going to stop.
I don't think it will stop.
How do you get this performance out of your band? You talk about them being physical players, but when it comes to capturing that on record, that's not easy. It's much easier in front of a tangible crowd where energy's in the room. It's harder in the studio. Do you motivate them in the studio? Do you leave them up to their own devices? How's the relationship?
I think the motivation is the actual songs, and that's where everything begins. I mean, if the songs are useless, I don't think anybody can play them with any degree of gusto and enthusiasm. So the songs are always very strong, and that's how everything begins.
Yeah. The songs were written by Boz, Bora, Elaine White. Jesse Tobias wrote a few as well.
Yes.
So these three individuals have brought music to you. You've obviously contributed your lyrics and collaborated with them. Is it a collaboration musically too, or do you leave them to their own studios to do it?
Not entirely, but I'm a non-musician, but I have very strong ideas of how things should be.
You've never been tempted throughout the years to kind of learn more about music? You've always been more of a lyrical...
I don't want to be a musician, no. I was only ever interested in the singing voice, and this captivated me, and it still does, and I think something extraordinary happens to people when they sing. Something that happens to them that in any other moment of their life doesn't occur.
Did you always want to sing? When did you realise?
Yes, I realised when I was very, very small, and I was obsessed with really anybody who sang, any pop singer who sang and didn't have an instrument, and just stood there in front of the camera with no musicians, nobody in the way, just you, your voice, and there was the audience. And I found that fascinating, and I found it quite brave that somebody would just stand directly and control the situation.
Were you a naturally brave individual to try that yourself?
I think anybody who sings it has a certain degree of bravery.
I agree. But where did that inspiration come from to start with? I mean, I always felt when I heard the music from the Smiths that you were railing against something, that it wasn't like a natural desire to perform, it was more like, I'll show you.
Well, that was part of it, but...
That's just as a fan, but
yes,
it spoke to me, what can I say?
But beyond that, I did actually want to sing.
Who are the great singers of your time, do you think? Are you a Björk fan, a Tom York fan? I can identify with them.
It's very difficult because sometimes the great singers are not singers who have great voices. but they're just people who catch your attention, and you never forget them.
Who are the top three? Tough question.
It's very, very
Tough
difficult.
question.
Obviously, Frank Sinatra, Elvis Presley were fantastic, and people whom you can listen to all your life, not just for this summer, or not just because they're the sensation of December. People who you can listen to for 20 years and 30 years and beyond.
It's something that is quite indefinable, and I think when I'm looking for the great singers, I'm looking for personality. I'm looking for something that's a direct conduit between what I think that represents them as a person and...
Well, I think there's a very strong sexual component in singing, and most people don't talk about it, of course, but there is something very sexual about the singing voice, and it draws you in. And it doesn't necessarily mean you want to be physical with the person, but the person is pulling at your very being and your heart and so forth, and that's fascinating, because it leads you. You don't say, oh, I will be very attracted by that singer, and I will be very attracted by these songs. It pulls you.
What about you when it comes to your part to play in this new album, Years of Refusal? Some of the most passionate singing, I think, for some time. For me, since Quarry, I think, you know, you'd be back in that place. And, you know, do you find it easy when you're recording the vocals? And we'll get to Jerry, the late, great Jerry Finn, in a minute, but to put yourself in a position to get that kind of performance out of you?
I find it very easy. But I can only do it perhaps for 5 or 6 run-throughs. So
I wondered whether or not, you know, there was a part of you, on a certain day you'll wake up, have your tea, coffee, whatever, and you'll go, today's a singing day, I can tell today's a singing day.
Well, I will feel that the next couple of hours will be singing hours, but I can't repeatedly just go on and churn it out.
Is it an emotion thing? Is it a vocal restraint thing?
It's emotional. It's emotional.
To get that kind of performance as well, you need a great producer. And you found one, and sadly he's no longer with us, and just after the finishing of the record, a man who's given us some great records, Jerry Finn, passed away. So what was it so inspiring about Jerry's work with you in the studio? Why was it such a good fit?
Jerry was very easy and very amusing to be with all the time, and who's one of the people one of the very few people who I could just say anything to, and I didn't really think about it. It was just a very relaxed relationship, and he was obsessive about music, and he was 24 hours, and he liked very loud music and nothing too complicated. He was very fastidious also, so he had everything really, but I've never actually came across a producer who has steered me as a singer, and mostly they just leave me alone, which is quite nice.
How would you sum up, you know, your relationship with the recording industry over, you know, throughout your career from the Smiths onwards? I mean, you know, it's been a big part of your life. It's
been my life completely, but I don't think I have a relationship with the music industry. I don't feel as if I'm involved at all. What
are your feelings toward it? I bet you're going to say you don't have any feelings either, but...
I honestly do have feelings, but they're not very pleasant.
Yeah.
Not really.
So is it a surprise to you what's happening at the minute? And I don't think this is going to bore anybody watching this. A year ago, maybe someone would have yelled, cut, move on to something interesting, but everyone knows now that finding records is getting harder. Record stores are closing down. Record labels are in trouble, and it's, you know, no one knows where it's going. So is it a surprise to you?
I don't think anybody knows, and I think 12 months from now, it will be even more mysterious than it is now. It's very, very sad that the record shops are just falling everywhere, majors, independent shops, etc. It's very, very sad. Everything is just falling away.
Was that a big part of your life, the local record store, when you were growing up?
It always has been. It always has been. And I become mystified that there can be such a situation where they can't survive.
But do you download music?
I never do.
You never do?
No.
Now, is that because you have an emotional connection to the record store and the concept of a community?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I feel the same way too, but just on a practical level I download. So I do feel like I'm dancing with the devil a bit.
Yes. But do you download because you have to hear something or because you want to hear something?
Yeah, but sometimes because it's of convenience too, because, you know, on a day-to-day basis it's hard for me to make the effort to get down to a local record store, you know, so I have become lazy.
Do you ever go out to discover music.
Yeah, I mean, I do my best when I can. I have time, definitely. You know, are you a proactive person like that? I mean, you go to a lot of shows, don't you?
Yes.
I mean, every now and then I'll bump into a friend of mine who's in a band who'll come up with the, you know, Morrissey meet and greet backstage story, and they're just literally telling the story about how you came back and said hello. And
baffling. It's baffling.
But you're a live music fan.
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm a music fan, and it's the only reason why I'm here. I'm not here for any other reason.
What do you get out of it?
I think it's an artistic expression. I really do think it is art.
Does it give you a chance to communicate things that you would never ever have a chance to communicate?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But that's an easy one, really, because when we communicate every day, it's always very basic.
Yeah.
We don't really say anything terribly interesting to anybody throughout the day, and we're not supposed to. So yes, I think it's a great release, and I think to sing is an incredible release. It does an incredible thing to the body, to the stomach, blah blah blah. It's extraordinary.
Really well, actually, and I think, you know, for someone who does so much touring in between, you know, we make a record, you tour, you make a record, you tour, and it's been like that for a long time now.
Yes.
You know, you obviously keep yourself fit and take care of yourself throughout that. You know?
No, I never do.
You don't?
No, I never do.
You can't tell me that body is pure God.
I wouldn't say pure God, but it's nature.
You've had some success with You Are the Quarry, obviously. That to a lot of people, that was kind of the solo career part 2, and it was like, and you seem to come back with a real kind of bit between your teeth, and that record was very successful for you, and
yes.
you know, put you in a really strong position. Was that success? Did it taste sweeter the second time around for you?
Well, it actually felt like really the third or fourth time, to be honest, and it was the same. It didn't taste any different. No, I didn't notice anything different, to be honest. To be quite frank, rather. I didn't notice anything different.
Do you notice the details, though, that go with releasing records and touring? I mean, in terms of things not working out, obviously you took umbrage to the way the Greatest Hits was dealt with, but are you very business-orientated when it comes to your stuff?
I think I'm very practical, but I'm not a businessman, no, not to any degree. But I'm reasonably intelligent, and I know how things should go, and I understand why things fail when they do. So I think I have a very objective view of most things.
You're back out on the road soon. I noticed back out in the United States of America.
Yes.
And it sort of feels like you never stopped touring.
It seems that way sometimes. I mean, often I see the dates from the last few years, and they're just extraordinary.
Yeah. Does it feel like that at the time sometimes, or is it just...
Yes. Sometimes you can become a bit scrambled, and you're not really quite sure where you are.
Yeah, I bet.
And that's the best feeling.
Do you ever get the names of the places wrong?
No, I never have, but it's been reported on a couple of occasions that I did.
But no.
But it's not. No,
Certainly
it's not. No, I mean, you don't become that punch drunk that you're not aware which city you're in.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to be quite far gone.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. What do you get out of touring? Is it something that you still feel comfortable doing, or do you feel that in a way you're programmed to do it?
I'm not programmed to do anything. The touring is freedom, because the stage is freedom, and it's yours, and nobody can interfere, and nobody will come along and try and chop you up or cut you off. So it's complete freedom, and that's very rare.
What comes with that, though, is it is quite a grueling lifestyle, and you said you're sort of in between.
Well, the travel is terrible. The travel is very grueling, but it has to be done, really. And the further you travel, if you reach people, it's very invigorating, and it's very satisfying, and it's a great memory for the rest of your life.
Yeah, God, yeah. I mean, you must have travelled the world pretty much.
Backwards.
So, when it comes to performing live, obviously you have a lot of songs to choose from that you've recorded throughout your solo career. You also, you know, throw in some fantastic throw-ins, a little bit sort of curses in it, but you perform some Smith songs, which are real highlights for people too. How do you choose those? Do you have is it a smaller selection of songs than people would imagine that you can pull out?
No, it's very vast, but I just sing the songs which make me happiest. It's that simple. I don't sing anything because I think people might want to hear it. That's quite ludicrous, isn't it?
No, well, not necessarily, because you'd like to think people who are fans of yours would like everything.
I know. No, I was just toying then. But you took the bait.
But what are we now, like 25 minutes into this, and now you're starting to play with me? You should have done it 2 minutes in. I'm in the swing of it. I'm ready to go.
Off we go.
Off we go. It's never going to leave you behind, this whole, the concept of a Smiths reunion. Fans are never going to let it die completely. Would you prefer it if they did?
Well, it confuses me. I don't really know why people go on about it.
Are you serious? Because the band means so much to people.
Yes, but I think most of the reasoning is simply wanting something that isn't there, and if it existed now, people might not care.
I think a lot of people never got a chance to see you perform those songs live.
No.
And also, you know, the Smiths are a very successful band, but never played on the scale that you probably could now if you reunited.
No. The Smiths didn't really tour that much, really. In England, yes, and twice in America, but not generally, not worldwide.
I mean, that's a big reason in itself as to why people are calling this for this.
But it was of its time.
Is it left to youth, do you think? Could you even identify with that? I mean, you sing these songs with great passion, these ones in your own set.
Yes.
So obviously these words still, you can identify with the words you wrote as a young man.
Well, I think the songs are very, very strong. The Smith songs are very, very strong, so that makes them...
Have you that, how do I word this without getting myself in trouble? Is a part of you that gets a kick out of saying no?
No. No, it's just not my life. It's not my life now. So why would I make it my life?
The offers must be ridiculous.
They're very impressive. Very impressive.
I bet. I bet. I mean, it's you guys and the Roses. I think maybe that's it. Out of the two remaining bands that have full lineups still alive and still kicking around that could do it, that are holding out.
How funny.
You and Ian Brown should form a group. That'd be the great irony, wouldn't it?
No.
From my point of view, because I'd love to see it, but I know why you don't do it, and I respect the fact that you don't, because I do think some things should be better left to their time and their place.
Yes. But as I say, it's simply another time, and it isn't now. And as I continue, why would I bother?
But this is the question. Are you going to continue?
Well, today I will continue with this. So,
yeah, but you know, come on, I do this for a living. You can't leave it at that. I mean, there's been talk, and you yourself have come out and said, you know, you can't see yourself continuing forever or for that much longer.
Well, who continues forever, really? Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we're all going to pop our clogs at some point. But I think people talk about the fact that you turn 50 this year, the gig is in Manchester. People are putting two and two together. They're really creating a spider web here. In fact, one of the questions here is, for those that have heard Years of Refusal, they've said that there seems to be an air of finality within the album. Stop, would you agree with that before we move on?
I would say so, yes. The
last date of the UK tour is at the Brixton Academy, the same venue where the Smiths played their last UK date. How do you feel about this? See what people...
Pure coincidence.
Really?
Pure coincidence, yes. There's not really that many places in London that you can actually play, so you end up in the same places. Really.
That's very true. You can't argue with the logic behind that. Will it be something as carefully planned out and as grandiose if you do decide to stop performing, or will you just go
as carefully planned out?
Well, as saying, okay, that's a nice way to tie it up, to do it at Brixton with the Smiths. But would you think it through in that way, or would you just end it?
Well, I don't think anybody realised that was the last Smiths night. Nobody knew.
No, but I'm saying, with the benefit of hindsight, if you were to stop performing now as a solo artist, would you ever put too mught thought into it, or would you
not
just...
really.
No,
not really.
So you haven't even answered my question, which is magnificent. So you didn't fail that much as a journalist. But let me try and make this real simple, and then you can duck and dive as you see.
You don't have to make it that simple.
Are you going to quit?
Yeah, definitely one day. Yes.
Because you've been very busy, and you've released a lot of records in a short period of time, which has been great for fans. But some would also look into it as possibly a chance for you to...
Well, I'm very surprised at how much time has passed. That has really surprised me. It suddenly seems like a very long time, and I don't quite know how that happened. But certainly, time has leapt on.
The word "finally" keeps popping up when people talk about this record, mainly in official press, in bios and press releases, like, finally this album's going to be ready. Now, I read somewhere, and I don't know how trusting and reliable Wikipedia can be when it comes to you, but the record was done in the early stages of last year.
Yes. Yes, it
So
was.
a bit of a wait.
It was a wait, yes. It was originally to be released in September, but I changed management and changed management again, and then they threw it back to, then I had new management. So it was, for me, it's been a very hectic
Wait, so
year.
how many managers? 3 managers?
I began the year with a manager,
Bounced.
bounced.
Went to the
then
next manager.
Bounced. So I ended up with the 3rd manager of the year, whom I'm with now, and...
Is he confident? Is he feeling pretty secure in his job right now?
Very.
Good.
Yes. But it's been difficult trying to release it. It's been a long haul.
Why so much change at this point? Why were you unhappy? What was bugging you? Without breaking contract or getting yourself in any more trouble?
Well, the situation with a manager either works or it doesn't, and often it's nobody's fault, but because it's a very delicate situation.
Are you easy to manage, do you think?
No, not really. No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be, I don't think.
There was also some issues as to who was going to release the record in the United States, because,
Yes.
and I don't know how true this is, you had some issues with the way the best of was dealt with out there in terms of promotion and
That's
marketing
very true,
and stuff like
yes.
that. I mean, how much promotion and marketing should have to be done to a best of anyway? It's your lifetime's work. Put it out there, people know it's there.
Yes.
They'll buy it. I mean, it stands up for itself.
Yes, it does. But therefore, when something's released and you can't see it and you can't find
Insane.
it, that becomes... so it's not really balking because there isn't a great, massive campaign all over the planet.
No, it's just give it a chance.
Yes, it's let people see it, let people know.
Plus, particularly just, hurtful as well, given that that's your lifetime's work. I mean, to do it and reach a point in your life where, okay, I'm wanting to do this now, and not have it be given a proper chance must have been
Yes.
pretty hurtful.
Well, it was.
Still a good best of though.
It's not bad.
The more you ignore.
Are you looking forward to turning 50?
There's not really that much I can do about it. There isn't somewhere I can go in order to avoid turning 50, and I'm not the first person to turn 50.
That's all very true.
Yeah.
Right, seeing as how you fired me so unceremoniously before, I better ask some questions from your fans, because I'm no longer a fan. I'm kidding. This one from Emmett O'Brien. You had such self-belief that music would be a part of your life. Was there ever a time where the need to make music left you entirely, even for a moment, or did the fire always remain inside?
No, it's never left me. It's never left me. I've been locked into it and focused and trapped by it since I was 6, so it's never left me.
There was never anything else in your life really that mattered?
Absolutely not, no. Not even cycling.
Good choice. Well, the cycling is supposed to be fun, but music was the right choice. Linda Capriotti, a lot of your songs feature everyday observations. How do you choose which observations to put to music? How do you pick and choose which ones make it?
How do I choose? I don't really. I just sing. I start singing and suddenly there it is.
Ah, that's interesting. So you don't necessarily put pen to paper in a methodical, thought-out way. It's very much whatever comes to mind.
Yes, yes.
I think it gives birth to some of the best music, I think. Because you don't overthink it. It just happens. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Still, I reckon you must be pretty terrifying to be caught out observing. You must be pretty powerful, as you put, a powerful observer.
Well, I don't want to be caught out doing anything mundane, so to a certain level, obviously, I think about it greatly. But I don't try to fashion it, and I don't try to sing about things that might uplift people or make people happy. God forbid.
How does that happen, though? How have you become the feel-good artist of your generation?
It's pure accident. It's pure accident.
This from Stephen Tobin. On the track, You Were Good in Your Time. Does the droning noise at the end represent someone actually passing over to the other side on their deathbed?
Yes.
It does.
Or...
And a foreign radio channel playing in the background as someone is dying.
No, it's slipping into the next world.
It is.
So he's correct, yes.
Do you believe in that?
I have trouble believing in it sometimes, because if we aren't aware of life before we're born, how can we be aware of life when we're dead?
Elsewhere.
Yeah.
This from Timothy. Many bands cover your hits. Of these bands, are there any that you are partial to?
Yeah, lots of them. Lots of them.
Favourite cover?
There's so many, isn't there? Slippery. I'm just thrilled to death when anybody does it, really. And even if I don't like it, I'm very, very pleased, and I'd never say that I didn't like it. It's a fantastic honour.
Have you ever thought, and this is sort of part two of the question, would you say that there'd be any interest in making music with any of them? I don't know if if Timothy's alluding to the idea of getting up there and joining them on stage for a version.
I don't really want to play with anybody. I don't want to sing with anybody.
How do you discover your new music then? If you don't download and you don't go online, how do you search for it?
I just have a fantastic ear. I manage to hear everything. And it's not through the press and it's not through other things. I just sniff it out.
Do you read the press?
No.
It's changed. The Cortinas, you're a fan of?
Yes.
Who else?
I like a group called Doll and the Kicks. Do you know them?
No.
No.
Good tip.
Yes.
Doll and the Kicks?
Doll and the Kicks,
Doll
yes.
and the Kicks, yeah.
Yes. And I like bits and pieces of things, but the difficulty is if I say I like somebody, it's just assumed that I'm greatly influenced by them and I live by them.
I don't think anyone, not even Liam Frey, with all his confidence, would assume that you've been influenced by the Cortinas yet. What do you love about that band? I mean, there's someone that we're into.
I like groups who have real songs and quite catchy songs.
Have you ever done?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely?
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely.
A few words before we let you go as to why.
It's everything from me. It's very powerful.
Produced by Jerry Finn, recorded in Los Angeles, play very loud.
Yes.
It's called Years of Refusal by Morrissey, and it's been nice to talk with you again.
Thank you.
If you could call it that. Did we talk? I sort of asked some questions, you just ducked and dived in, didn't you?
Something happened.
Something magical happened, and I got fired. Good times.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.